On Wednesday, the conservative Supreme Court dropped a bombshell ruling against transgender Americans, voting 6-3. Because of course they did. In the case U.S. versus Scarametti, the court upheld a Tennessee law banning gender-affirming care for trans youth. So now the law, ironically, would still allow for puberty blockers and other hormone care for cisgender kids, but not for trans kids. So basically, someone assigned female at birth couldn't receive a prescription for testosterone, but someone assigned male at birth can. That's gender affirming care, right? But it just doesn't apply to trans people. Now, wait a minute. I thought that these drugs, I was told that they were dangerous and experimental. Oh my God, they're harming the kids. What about the children? What about somebody think of the children? But wait, cis children, they can use these, and they'll be fine. But trans kids, it's only the trans kids that are not going to get the care that they need, that they deserve. Got it. I see. Now, the three families and the doctor who challenged this Tennessee law said that this violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment because it discriminated based on sex. Now, Tennessee argues, no, it's not based on sex at all, which, again, would violate the 14th Amendment. No, it's based on the age and the medical purpose. Now, of course, here's what I see is going to happen. Now that they've been allowed to discriminate against trans kids, it is going to expand to hit transgender adults to prevent them from also getting gender-affirming healthcare. That's how this goes. That's how this always goes. Now, that said, the other thing that they argued was, well, this ban, look, it protects kids from experimental medical treatment. But again, cis kids can use it. So, again, that's just a really, really bad excuse. Look, here's the thing. Major medical U.S. and mental health organizations, they all support gender-affirming care. Why? It's backed on science and even medically necessary care that improves trans youth's health and personal well-being. It reduces suicidal ideation. But I guess the state of Tennessee and the Supreme Court now would rather have dead kids than trans kids. That's what it comes down to. Call it what it is. They are only pro-life when it comes to cis white kids. That's it. Every other kind of child, they will tell them F off and die. Whether it be, denying them transgender, gender-affirming health care, okay, or Medicaid, or food assistance, or anything like that. If you're not white, cis, and Christian, well, then I guess the state and the government want you to die. That's it. Look, they don't want gay and trans kids to survive to even make it to adulthood. All of this is a part of an effort to erase trans people from daily life. That's the reality. Look, back in January of last year, Ian Thompson, a senior legislative advocate at the ACLU that handles LGBTQ rights, told Salon that basically everything that the Trump administration and Republicans are doing since Trump took over is for the goal of getting rid of trans people. This anti-trans extremism among many on the right is really coming from a desire to force trans people out of our communities, out of our schools, out of public life entirely. That's it. And here's the thing. Part of this, I would say at least part of this comes from toxic masculinity, because when you think about it, many on the right really do believe that men are superior to women. That women are the weaker sex and only belong in the kitchen and the bedroom. Now, what does that have to do with trans people? Well, they see trans women, and remember, their focus mainly is on trans women, despite the fact that trans men exist as well. They see trans women, though, as traitors. How dare you try to join the weaker sex? You'll never be one of them. You'll never be one of them. Why would anyone want to be one of them? They're so weak and pathetic, and they need our protection. Protection from who? From men, generally. No, their only role, though, is to give us babies and to make us sandwiches. You trans women, though, you can't even give us babies, so you're worthless. You're less than worthless. That's right. Plus, I'm now super attracted to you for some reason. But if I give in and I have sex with you because I really, really want to, that'll make me gay because I still think you're a man. And then people are going to make fun of me. I mean, there's a lot of pathology in there. And there's a lot of insecurity that is wrapped up in their hatred of transgender people, especially trans women. Okay. It's bizarre. Now, that said, you had a 6-3 decision. Of course, the court's liberals sided against this trans ban. In fact, Justice Sonia Sotomayor dissented very strongly from the majority opinion, along with Ketanji Brown Jackson and Elena Kagan. Here's what Sotomayor wrote. Quote, by retreating from meaningful judicial review, exactly where it matters most. And so, understand that they basically were like, let's just leave it to the states. States' rights on this one. Oh, okay. By declining from to do meaningful judicial review, the court abandons transgender children and their families to the political whims. In sadness, I dissent. Transgender adolescents, access to hormones and puberty blockers, known as gender-affirming care, is not a matter of mere cosmetic preference. To the contrary, access to care can be a question of life and death. She also, of course, called out her fellow justices for failing to call a spade, and acknowledged that the bill, SB 1, clearly contains a sex classification, which is protected under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. So they're just ignoring the Civil Rights Act, ignoring all of that. The justice said the court's willful ignorance of that fact does irrevocable damage to the Equal Protection Clause and invites state legislators to engage in discrimination by hiding blatant sex classifications in plain sight. And there it is. It's just completely ignoring, yes, the Equal Protection Clause, because they want to get rid of the Equal Protection Clause. They do not want, the right wing does not want to treat everyone equally. They just don't. Because they think that some people are more equal than others. But that's not all. Along with this, the Trump administration has recently announced that it's going to get rid of an option for LGBTQ plus individuals who call the suicide hotline. No longer will you have the option to press 3 and connect with someone who specializes in LGBTQ plus mental health. That's right. They want dead kids, dead trans people. Zoe Zephyr, the first trans legislator elected in her state, addressed this and basically said, quote, these bastards want us all dead. It's true. This is not hyperbole. This is reality. This is what they want. Now, of course, they're not going to get what they want because trans people have always existed. They always will exist. You can't eliminate them. You can't destroy them. You can't get rid of them. They are part of who we are. And so this will no doubt actually serve to fuel a movement for trans rights. We don't know when that movement is going to happen and in what form it is going to take. But you cannot keep these people down. You cannot keep people fighting for equal rights down forever. This is a lesson that the right wing never seems to learn. And by the way, also, some Democrats also need to learn this lesson, who continue to blame trans people. Oh, you trans activists, you went too far. You went too far trying to get civil rights. Oh, how dare you? You got to be polite about it. No, F off. All right. Look, this is one lesson that transgender people and their allies, don't forget, they're cisgender and LGBTQ plus allies. We're just going to have to teach it to them again. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.